All right, the Seattle Seahawks have made a move, and it is sneaky good, and it's going to be losing a player that many of you have probably watched over the last few years. You've probably enjoyed this player, and not only that, but he has a rock star name. All right, so now they're trading him, and I'm going to tell you why it is such a good move about a player that I actually know a ton about, and I'll explain why I know who the player is and why I think this is such a good move for the Seahawks. All right, so first reported by Ian Rappaport and Schefter and all these kind of guys. I just wanted to show it to you here. The Seahawks have traded with the Panthers for rookie linebacker Michael Barrett in exchange for cornerback Michael Jackson. Now, if you are a Seahawks fan living up in the Pacific Northwest, you're probably like, why did we let go of Michael Jackson, who has been honestly a pretty good player for us, especially last year in limited snaps? And why did we trade him for a guy I've never even heard his name? Well, I want to introduce you to Michael Barrett. Michael Barrett is a linebacker out of where? The University of Michigan. Why does that matter? Because your head coach, who came to you from the Ravens, had a stint for a year with the Michigan Wolverines where Michael Barrett was his linebacker. Now, to tell you this, Michael Barrett played for him under his system, under McDonald's systems. Then Jesse Minter came in to be the defensive coordinator at U of M. Michael Barrett continued to play there for 2 years. He is a rookie, ladies and gentlemen. He is a rookie. So you are trading a 27-year-old corner for a rookie linebacker who is familiar with the system. Jesse Minter came in to be the defensive coordinator. He was on staff with McDonald at the Ravens. All right, he took over. It's all the same system. It's all from the same tree. All right, and so everything, the way you talk about it, the signals, the calls, it's the same system. Every coach is going to put his own spin on it. So here's what this tells me. They needed to add a little depth at linebacker, sure, but they also wanted to bring in someone that was, one, a rookie with good upside, and two, almost a veteran in the system itself. He may not be a veteran in the NFL, but he's a veteran in the system itself. This is not the first time we have seen something like this. In fact, the Chargers, who have Jim Harbaugh as their head coach, brought in Junior Colson. They drafted him in the 3rd round. He was the middle linebacker for the Michigan teams, where Minter is now the D coordinator for the Chargers. See, this is how it works. You want to bring in people who know you, who knew your systems. All right, and then while Jackson has been a valuable part, and I will admit that, all right, it says it right here, all right, he has been a valuable part of the Seahawks since joining the team in 2021, but cornerback is one of the team's deeper positions with 4 rookies. First are the 2 draft picks, Nehemiah Pritchett and DJ James, along with undrafted rookies D. Williams and Carlton Johnston, all right, joining a cornerback group that already includes, oh, by the way, Tyreek Woolen, Reek Woolen, and Devon Witherspoon. Not too bad, as well as experienced players like Trey Brown and Artie Burns. So here's what this tells me. Jackson was expendable and probably wouldn't have even made this team. Most teams keep 5 corners, maybe 6. But when you're talking about the 2 draft picks, Pritchett and James, and then you're talking about the Pro Bowlers, Tyreek Woolen and Devon Witherspoon, along with experienced players that were ahead of him in the depth chart, Trey Brown and Artie Burns, I'm already at 6. How many are you going to keep? All right, so when I'm looking at this, what I'm saying is they probably were going to cut him. So if you're going to cut a guy, if you can trade him for a 7th-round pick, you're essentially trading for a 7th-round pick, but you're trading for a player who will take no time in adjusting to your scheme and your system. In fact, you're trading for a player who probably knows the system you're running better in Seattle than the system he was learning in Carolina. That's the beautiful thing about all this. And Michael Barrett was a very prolific and productive player at the University of Michigan. All right. He was a productive player who consistently got solid grades throughout the year. I'm not saying that he's going to be just this elite player. He's not an elite athlete. I can tell you that much. All right. You know how I'm all about the RAS because it tells us, like, what is this person's ability to be just ridiculous? And quite honestly, if you look at Michael Barrett's, it's not great. Now, his speed is good. He's a guy I believe was originally a safety. All right. But his height is poor. His weight is not great. And he doesn't have a great vertical and things like that. Where he beats you is right here in the noggin. He's very cerebral. He's a good player when it comes to understanding and reading the defenses. He's a 24-year-old rookie. He's been playing college football, and over the last 3 or 4 years, under some of the best defensive coordinators in the country. Like, not just in college football, but in the nation for the NFL. Like, one D coordinator he played for is now his head coach. That's how good of a D coordinator he was. The other D coordinator he played for was such a good defensive coordinator, he got moved up to D coordinator for the Chargers. This is a very well-coached player who has done a really good job. He has a better than average missed tackle rate. He has a phenomenal pass rush grade. He has a great feel for what the offense is doing and when to do it. He has a 72nd percentile coverage grade and a 74th percentile run defense grade, with altogether makes him a really good linebacker who can be a great depth piece. But I'm going to tell you what he's going to be immediately. He's going to be a guy who knows the defense. He's going to be a guy who's going to compete and help on special teams as well. In fact, that's what he was doing. All right, that's what he was doing. In 2 preseason games with the Panthers, Barrett has played 27 defensive snaps, not that many, but 18 special teams snaps, recording 3 tackles on defense and 1 on special teams. He is going to be a special teams ace for you. He has the speed. I think he's one of these guys that fits perfectly with these new kickoff rules. He could block. You need some size, but also speed in order to stop the returner. And I think a lot of teams are going to put running backs back there, so there's going to be some power. You're going to need some beef in order to stop it. This is just a good move that quite honestly makes sense. You bring in someone who already has buy-in, who has great respect, has little to no onboarding time for a guy that you were probably going to cut anyway. That's smart. That's sneaky. All right, thanks for watching this video. If you like this, we have more Seattle Seahawks content. There's many other videos on this channel. If you don't know what we do, we're just a couple guys that love football. This all started with another channel over there, Sports Talk Detroit. We are Lions fans. We don't hold back on that, but we love the NFL and talking NFL football, so we want to give a non-biased view of some of the moves that other teams are making that might not make the big headlines. You know, you can read an article about this, but it might be hard to find somebody talking about this. That is why it's a good move, and we're excited to talk about it. All right, thanks for watching. Hopefully, we'll see you on the next one. Hit that subscribe button.